It's Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get right into it. Chapter 6 Double Onion Doodle Burgers and Garlic Potato Chips. Howie opened a new bag of garlic chips as the three kids opened the rusty gate in front of Aunt Matilda's house. Whew! Those double onion doodle burgers stink. Melody held up the greasy paper bag. You're right. You could smell these 3 miles away. Lisa held her nose and ran away from the burgers. Get those away from me. But Melody couldn't resist teasing Lisa a little bit. She chased her around the house. Howie was still in the front yard, munching his chips, when he heard Melody scream. When he got to the backyard, Melody was face down on the ground. What happened? He asked. Melody lifted her face out of the grass. I tripped over a silly tree root, she said. Howie grabbed an arm to pull her up. Are you okay? I'm all right. Melody sat up. But I'm afraid these doodle burgers are squished. Picture. Look carefully at this picture. I'm sure you saw it. I saw it. They're flatter than a rattlesnake run over by a 2-ton semi-truck. We'll have to fluff them up a little, Lisa said. They're hamburgers, Melody said, not pillows. They didn't see the dark shadow as Howie picked up the smashed bag and headed inside. Dun, dun, dun. If anybody can fix these burgers, I can, he said as he dumped the garlic chips on the kitchen table. Then he put the burgers onto a cracked plate and patted them with his hands. I don't think that's going to work. Maybe she won't notice, Lisa suggested. If you ask me, Howie told him with a grin, they look better than they usually do. What's taking you guys so long? Eddie asked as he clomped down the stairs. Aunt Matilda is starving, and I'm tired of getting beat at poker. By the way, you really had me tricked. I just can't figure out when you did it. What are you talking about? Howie asked. When you cleaned up the casserole catastrophe, Eddie said. His three friends glanced at each other. We didn't touch that mess, Melody said slowly. Well, if you didn't clean it up, and I didn't clean it up, then who did? Eddie asked as he turned and grabbed the plate off the counter. Hey, who bit the burger? His three friends stared at the half-eaten burger. Not me, they all said at once. Look, someone's been eating the garlic chips too, Melody said. And they're all over the floor. Lisa said, what will we tell Aunt Matilda? No problem, Eddie said. We'll just put them back on the plate. Aunt Matilda will never know. The four kids picked up the chips that were scattered on the kitchen floor. There's more out in the hall, Melanie said. It's a garlic chip trail, Howie said quietly. The trail led them to an open door at the top of the stairs. A cold draft made Lisa shiver. That must be the attic. It's as if someone's trying to lead us up there. With potato chips? Eddie laughed. How did the door get open? Melody whispered. I'm sure it wasn't open before. Eddie didn't have time to answer. I'm going to call the police if you don't bring me some... Oh, whoops. I'm going to call the police if you don't bring me some food. I'm about to pass out from hunger up here. Aunt Matilda screamed from her room. Sounds to me like she has plenty of strength left, Eddie muttered. Picture on the previous page. Let me show you. He closed the attic door and stomped into Aunt Matilda's room with his three friends following. Aunt Matilda grabbed the plate and started wolfing down a slimy doodle burger. Grease from the burger oozed down her fingers. Ew, Melody whispered. I don't know if I'm not if when I eat a cheeseburger, if it's not like dripping and nasty, like it's not good. Like it's the best burgers are always the messiest, I think. That's so disgusting, Melody whispered. At least she didn't notice they were squished, Lisa said. But Howie did notice something. A picture on Great Aunt Matilda's nightstand. Look at the man in that picture, Howie said softly to Eddie. That's the man in the attic window. Want to see it? Eddie looked at the picture. Don't be silly. That's my Uncle Jasper. And he's not alive anymore. Chapter 7. Uncle Jasper with a question mark. It's true, Howie told his friends. The man in the window looks just like Uncle Jasper. He was even wearing the same hat. The 4 kids were under the oak tree. Thick storm clouds hung low in the sky. What a strange coincidence, Melody said. What's really weird is that Jasper liked doodle burgers, Lisa pointed out. And somebody took a bite out of one of ours. And someone nibbled on my garlic potato chips, Howie added. Eddie laughed. And my aunt thought only Jasper liked garlic chips and doodle burgers. If I didn't know better, Lisa said, I'd say Jasper is a ghost. And he's living in the attic. Were you thinking that? Her 3 friends stared at her for a second before they burst into a fit of giggles. And Aunt Matilda's really Joan of Arc, Eddie snickered. Lisa got mad. This is nothing to laugh about. You have to admit, Melody said, it's sort of spooky. Howie nodded. After all, somebody did spell out the word attic with my garlic chips. Big deal, Eddie said. It doesn't take a college degree to spell. Well, explain the trail of garlic chips leading to the attic. And the footsteps we heard up there, Melody demanded. Eddie fell on the ground laughing. You guys have sawdust for brains. You've been reading too many ghost stories. I don't know, do you think it's a ghost? Or do you think it's just a coincidence and it's like an animal or something that can be explained? What do you think? I'm skeptical. I don't think it's a ghost. I think it's something else that can be explained. I don't know. I have not read this whole story, so we'll find out. Ghosts are white and float through walls, Howie added. Yeah, Eddie laughed, and they definitely don't eat potato chips. Melody put her hands on her hips. If you're so sure, you'll go up in the attic and prove there's no ghost. But Aunt Matilda said the attic's not safe, Lisa said. Nothing can stop me from going up there, Eddie bragged. Not even Aunt Matilda. Picture. There he is laughing about it. Okay, there are 12 chapters. This will be chapter 8. Let's see. I'm only 8 minutes in. Yeah, I'll read chapter 8. Ghost Hunt, chapter 8. Why do we have to go tonight? Melody asked. The 4 kids were standing in front of Aunt Matilda's house. The wind was blowing the leaves, causing a strange rustling sound. We have to go when she's asleep, don't we? Eddie swung the gate open. We're here. Let's get it over with. I can't believe we're actually going ghost hunting, Howie shivered. There is no ghost, Eddie said. Ghost or no ghost, I don't see anything, Melody whispered. How do we find a ghost? Let's call him, Lisa suggested. He's not a dog, Eddie said. How else do you plan on finding him? Lisa asked. Picture. Ooh. Eddie shrugged his shoulders. Then they all started whispering into the darkness. Jasper! Jasper! Shh, Melody hissed. I think I hear something. They all strained to hear. Ooh. Ooh. My gosh, Lisa screeched. It's Uncle Jasper's ghost. It's coming from inside the house, Melody said. Ooh, they heard again. We've got to go in there and find what's making that noise, Eddie said. Not me, Lisa and Melody said together. What about Aunt Matilda? We can't leave her in there with a ghost, Howie reminded them. You're right, Lisa nodded. Poor Aunt Matilda. She's probably scared to death. Probably not. My great Aunt Matilda isn't scared of anything, Eddie bragged. See? Ooh, they heard again. Come on, Eddie said as he pushed open the front door. His three friends followed closely behind him. Your aunt should lock her door, Melody said. Anybody could just walk in. Anybody just did, Eddie snickered. Listen, Lisa whispered. I heard whistling. It's just the wind blowing through the cracks, Eddie said. I've never heard the wind whistle Yankee Doodle before, Howie muttered. It was true. Someone was whistling the lively tune. It must be Aunt Matilda, Eddie said. But when they reached her bedroom, the entire house was still. Aunt Matilda? Eddie whispered outside her bedroom door. It's me, Eddie. Are you okay? There was no answer. Maybe she's asleep, Howie said. Maybe the ghost got her, Lisa suggested. You better go in and check her, Melody said quietly. I'm not going in there, Eddie said. She's your aunt. Lisa shook her finger. You have to go in there. You're all chickens, Eddie accused. Am not, Melody snapped. Eddie grabbed Melanie's arm. Then prove it. Go with me. Slowly, he turned the knob, and the door groaned open. That's it. Next chapter is 9. If you would like to write today, I would suggest writing about what you think is happening. What's behind that door? Okay? They're going in together. The door groaned open. What's behind the door? Is Aunt Matilda there? Write about it. Okay? Let's see. It's raining outside. I woke up and I was like, what? I was like, well, it is April. Like, I keep getting fooled by these nice days. Like, oh, you know, the nice weather's finally here. And it's like, no, it's April. April showers. You ever heard the term April showers? Well, we're having it today. Hopefully it doesn't rain all day, but if it does, it's not the end of the world. Rain is definitely good. Free water for all the plants. It also cleans all the pollen off of things. I don't know if you get allergies, but I get horrible allergies. This time of year, too, I have so many different plants blooming that every morning I have, like, I'm just stuffed up. And, yeah, it takes me a few hours to really clear up before lunch. So even when I take allergy pills, it's just kind of how it is. I almost kind of sound kind of plugged up right now. But, yeah. Let's see. What are my plans for today? I'm not really sure, honestly. I'll probably be inside. Last night, I went on a bike ride with my son. I finally tested out my bike because I messed around with all the gears and did a bunch of adjustments and stuff, and it's working pretty good. I've had the same mountain bike since I was 15, not 16, 15, and now I'm 34. So I've had it for a long time. It's my only bike. I've taken really good care of it. Yeah, we rode across town. We rode up some hills. I mean, we probably did 9 or 10 miles. So it was a lot of fun. And my son, he was a trooper. He did pretty good. So if it dries up today, we might go on another bike ride. Or perhaps tomorrow. But yeah, that's all I have planned for today. And coffee. I haven't had any coffee yet. I'm straight beelining it to the kitchen as soon as I'm done with this video and pouring myself some coffee. So I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. And quick update about Zoom. I'm going to be emailing the link today to your parents for our Zoom meeting. You'll use the information in that email to log into our Zoom tomorrow. Tomorrow, our Zoom is at 7 o'clock at night. I chose 7 o'clock because I know some parents work. And so I want parents to be able to be home to help you. I realize some people's parents might work in the evening or they might be gone in the evening. So I just chose 7 o'clock. I hope it works best for you guys. We will be having more Zoom meetings. Like I said, this Zoom meeting is just for fun. Like we're just gonna chat, have a chance to see each other's faces. If you can make it, awesome. If you can't, I hope you can make next week's. Yeah, I will see you tomorrow.